Good morning, and welcome to Politico's Westeros Playbook, the must-read guide to what's happening on the continent. As the battle for the Iron Throne heats up, here's everything you need to know to get you up to speed. Today's playbook is brought to you by Zoya Sheftalovich, Cristiano Lima, and Stanton. I've taken the liberty today to pick a few excerpts for our podcast, and for the full version of the playbook, just click on the link. Chapter 1. When in Winterfell. Jon Snow is king in the north. But in the wake of his surprise endorsement of Daenerys Targaryen's claim to the Iron Throne, there's a real question as to whether he can remain in power. Prior to his trip to Dragonstone, ostensibly to secure an arms deal, northern leaders warned they'd never accept a Targaryen as their ruler. Bending the knee without consulting the members of his northern governing coalition will not play well among the folks who matter. And news that Snow's relationship with the Mother of Dragons may be more than just professional will only underline those concerns. In her short time on the scene, Lady Lyanna Mormont has won a reputation as a precocious straight shooter. Rumour has it she's less than pleased with Snow bending the knee. If she withdraws her support, he's in trouble. Here's the hottest rumour in town though. Jon Snow isn't such a bastard after all. According to our sources, he's actually the son of Rhaegar Targaryen and Lyanna Stark, making him Dany's nephew. If confirmed, that would make Snow, or should we say Aegon Targaryen, the rightful heir to the Iron Throne. What will his auntie/lover think of that? Playbook can't reveal our sources, but we hear Bran, the three-eyed Raven Stark, and Snow's bestie Samwell Tarly may be the only ones who know the true story of the bastard's parentage. The key question: how will Snow's supporters in the north react? Another key player to watch in Winterfell is Samwell Tarly himself. The lovable sidekick may have abandoned his pursuit of his Meister chains, but he could play a key role in the wars to come. Sam has already figured out dragonglass can kill the White Walkers, and Dragonstone has no shortage of the rare material. Two key discoveries that will aid the living in their battle against the undead. What else will he uncover, and how will it contribute to further face-offs? He tried to divide and conquer, but Peter Littlefinger Baelish forgot blood was thicker than water. The ex-Lord Protector of the Vale came to an end at Winterfell after the Stark sisters did what their mother Catelyn and Aunt Lisa couldn't, uniting to take him down. To add insult to Littlefinger's fatal injuries, Arya Stark dispatched him with his own Valyrian steel dagger, which we hear could have a significant role to play in the battles ahead. Chapter 2. Tales from the Wall. Many a country has tried to build a wall to keep migrants out. But as the Night's Watch discovered, bricks and ice can only do so much in the face of thousands of desperate refugees fleeing war and certain undeath. Not to mention an ice dragon. In the end, perhaps channeling a leader from another continent, Jon Snow let the wildlings in. Wall insiders spotted Viserion, the Night King, his cabinet of White Walkers, and several thousand undead supporters passing through the barrier, a huge chunk of which was taken down by the dragon with its new blue fire. Sources familiar with the Night King's plan expect him to march his army toward Winterfell in what some onlookers are already dubbing the next battle for the dawn. But what does the Night King really want? Is it to exterminate the living? Does he plan to usher a new long night? Or is it something more cryptic, potentially lying beneath Winterfell? We'll be watching closely for insights into this thinking. Chapter 3. Throne of Perdition. She may be pregnant with twin brother Jaime's fourth child, but Cersei Lannister wasn't taking parental leave from her scheming and plotting. She pledged to put aside her differences with Daenerys to fight in the Great War, but then revealed to Jaime that she was actually planning a double crossing. Alas, the proud papa wasn't interested in playing games and walked out on Cersei and headed north. Is his plan to forewarn Daenerys and Jon Snow about Cersei's ploy? Will his sister/baby mama let him walk, or send the mountain in hot pursuit? Hard to tell. Daenerys isn't the only queen with prophecy problems, and Cersei's pregnancy, if confirmed, could spell the beginning of the end for the current occupant of the Iron Throne. Chapter 4. No joy for the Greyjoys. Not for the first time, but certainly the last, Balon Greyjoy's plans were all talk. The deceased Iron Islands chief wanted son Theon to take his seat on the Salt Throne. But Theon, a POW whose scars from his time on the mainland make him less than ideal ruler, turned down the throne and supported sister Yara's bid for the position. In the end, his backing didn't matter. She was bested by Uncle Euron, whose charisma overcame concerns both about his inexperience and accusations of carpet-bagging among voters in the Kingsmoot. Yara hasn't been seen since her uncle waged a surprise siege on her ship and took her prisoner. Meanwhile, Theon was last spotted at Dragonstone, huddling on the beach with a small group of supporters, plotting a rescue mission. Chapter 5. I'm afraid not. Winter came for the Freys, or at least Arya Stark did, enacting revenge on all the male members of the not-so-noble house, whose patriarch Walder orchestrated the Red Wedding massacre. Several key players remain on Arya's list, of people she means to kill. Namely Queen Cersei, the Mountain, and potentially even the Hound, though the two developed a complicated camaraderie years ago during their travels on the King's Road. Will Arya still look to settle the score with the younger Clegane? Will she stay in Winterfell indefinitely, or march south to exact revenge on Cersei and her undead bodyguard? Chapter 6. Reunion Watch. Here are a few more run-ins to watch for, as some of our favourite Westerosies are expected to come face-to-face again in coming weeks. The Hound publicly threatened to end his older brother the Mountain during their encounter at the Dragon Pit in King's Landing. Will they finally settle their score? Arya and Jon cherished their relationship as Stark family misfits before parting ways years back. With both returning to their childhood home after years of separate hardships, will that bond still be there? Sources say that Arya and Gendry, the bastard son of the late King Robert Baratheon, sparked romance rumours during their past travels. Now that both are in the north, will the Stark-Baratheon sparks be rekindled? Jaime and Brienne of Tarth share a rare connection, but their alliances have kept them at a handless arm's length. Now that their paths are converging, will the two embrace their bond? And if so, how will Brienne-admiring wildling leader Torment Giantsbane react? Ser Jorah, forsaken by his father years back, could be reunited in Winterfell with his kin Lyanna Mormont, as well as his family's ancestral sword Longclaw, now wielded by Jon. And finally, the Night King has stared down both Jon and Bran after 2 decisive battle victories. Who will win out the next time they come face to face? Did you enjoy reading this playbook? Well, there may not be real dragons in global and Western politics, but the latter have often turned out to be as intense and unpredictable as their Westerosi counterparts. What politics interests you? Subscribe to our Brussels or London playbook and find out on politico.eu.